This is Jacob Vosmar. I'm one of the maintainers of GitLab Development Kit, and I want to tell you about a beta we're launching where you can use Runit instead of Foreman in GitLab Development Kit. And I want to show how to do that and illustrate, well, show what it means and why you might want to do that. And we hope that people get to try it out and we get feedback on whether this is nicer to work with, because um, that's the point of changing this, is to make lives easier of anybody who's contributing to GitLab. And something that's easier for me may not be easier for the rest of you. So we really need feedback from other people. So what are we talking about? We're talking about GDK Run. GDK Run is something we use all the time if we try to boot the app in development. If you want to go to localhost 3000, you need to start GDK Run first. What's wrong with GDK Run? So GDK Run is built on something called Foreman, which is a Ruby gem, and it's a process supervisor. The problem is that if you don't shut down GDK Run cleanly, you get leftover processes, and then if you try to restart GDK Run, things don't work, and you need to manually hunt down processes on your system and shut them down. And this is tedious, and you need to have a certain minimum Unix system administration skills for this that, practically speaking, we don't want this to be a requirement. So it's just annoying. Um, it's too easy to get GDK Run in a broken state, and what we are trying to do is come up with a new system where it's harder to get in this broken state. What we don't know is if this new system is nice to work with, and that's why we need you for this beta. So let me turn on the new system. This is also documented in the merge request we have for this, where we have a doc file. So here we also explain how to do this, but let me just do it here live for you. So first you need to edit your bashrc or whatever your shell startup script is, and put this line in there, export GDK Runit equals 1. And that sets the environment variable GDK Runit in your shell. Let me save this and open a new shell window, because otherwise the change in bashrc doesn't get picked up. Is it there? GDK Runit. It's there. Okay. So now GDK Run doesn't work anymore. This message is wrong. No, this is right. This message is right. GDK Run doesn't work anymore, and we have to use GDK Start instead. Now, what's different about GDK Start is that you don't see log output like you see with GDK Run. That's because that is now a separate command, GDK tail. Here you see the same type of log output you're used to from Foreman. And if something is, well, this isn't quite as polished as the one from Foreman, but we can work on that. At least it has colors, right? Okay, so here's your log output. I can press Control C and everything still is running. This is very different from the way things work with Runit. In fact, I can close this terminal window and everything is still running. This is the whole point, and this is the strength of this approach. Okay, so I've shown you GDK start, I've shown you GDK tail. Let me just prove that the thing is actually running. If I go to localhost 3000, then yes, the app is there. What more do I want to show you? You can start and stop individual services. Let's say I stop PostgreSQL. I run GDK status. You can see this one is down. If I reload localhost 3000, I get a Postgres error as expected. And then I can just start PostgreSQL again. Oops, start. And it's back. This is really cool. You can't do this with Foreman, the way we use Foreman. I think this is one of the strengths of this new approach. So another nice thing is that I showed you GDK tail already. This shows you the logs of everything that you're running. You can also filter that. So I could say I want to see Rails background jobs. That's a bad example. We just saw that. Let's say I want to see the Redis logs. Now I just see Redis. And you can also make a selection and say, I want to see Redis in PostgreSQL in this terminal, and I want to see Rails in this terminal window. And there's one S too many. And now I can split my logs like this. You couldn't do this with Foreman either. So those are some cool things. But the main reason we're doing this is to solve the problem that you accidentally close your Foreman, your GDK run window, and you're left with a mess, because you can close all these terminal windows. Let me just do that. Close, close, and GDK is still running. And I can open a new terminal window and go to my GitLab development kit and run GDK status, and everything is still there, and I can control it again. So that's how you use this. How do you turn this off if you want to stop using this? You need to edit your bash RC, comment out or delete this line. Before you do that, make sure you run GDK stop. So everything is down, because you don't want to run things twice. So we've run GDK stop, we've edited the line from the bash RC. Now we need a new terminal. I'm going to close this old window. You can check the GDK Runit variable. It's not set. And I can use GDK run again. So that was it. I hope you want to try this out, and we love to hear your feedback on how this is to work with. Thanks.